Okay. So just finding yourself a comfortable place to sit. I'm going to move you over this. Okay. And you can have cushions, you can have a blanket to sit on, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're just going to take a few moments to settle ourselves this evening. We sometimes have really busy days or really busy evenings, and it's just nice to come to our mat to settle. So just closing your eyes if you're comfortable to. A little bit of a shuffle around, just get that lovely comfortable space. However you're sitting, you can sit with your legs out as well if that's more comfortable. And just start to just breathe, just gently breathe without any effort, without any focus for the moment. Just breathe. And just start to just become aware of the present, the here and now. Just starting to become aware of the way you're sitting, the way your body is sitting, perhaps the way your legs are bending, where your hands are they in your lap? Are they on your knees? Are they palms up? Are they palms down? Just becoming aware of the spine, just noticing if it's forward or whether it's back, or perhaps it's slightly curved. There's no right or wrong, just becoming aware. And then just noticing how your face, how your head is feeling. Whether it's so tense, maybe with stress, or maybe you're fine this evening. Maybe you're just nice and relaxed, ready for your practice. We are practicing this evening on a new moon. So generally, I do restorative yoga on a new moon, but I'm going to do a gentle practice, a moon salutation, and we're going to have a meditation at the end. The new moon is a wonderful time for beginning to manifest. So the full moon is for letting go anything that's no longer serving you, and the new moon is for welcoming in new ideas, new visions, and planting those seeds. So right now it's a good time to clear that mind, to enable you to create, to manifest. And I always find ideas come into my head when I'm either practicing yoga or I'm out walking. So whatever comes to your mind tonight, just allow it to be there. Don't question, just allow and just accept. We're going to come to our alternate nostril breathing to really allow us to be in a nice balanced place to practice this evening. We're just going to use our right hand. We're going to place our right thumb over our right nostril. We're going to take our two peace fingers and we're going to place them on top to the third eye, so in between the eyebrows. And we're going to have our ring finger just poised, ready. So I'll guide you through the first few steps, and then I'll leave you to continue. So with your left hand, you can either have that facing up on your knee. You might want to, throughout the practice, just place it underneath to support the right arm. Just closing your eyes and don't get too hung up on left and right and which nostril you're breathing through. Just allow it to happen. The right nostril is closed with the thumb. Inhale up the left nostril. Close the left nostril. Open the right nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale up the right nostril. Close the right. Open the left. Exhale through the left. Inhale up the left. Close the left. Open the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right. Open the left. Exhale through the left. Inhale up the left. Close the left. Open the right. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Just continuing this breath, just alternating nostrils between the breaths. And as I said, it doesn't matter if you do double breath through the same nostril, just continuing to breathe. It's just about the focus. Bringing some focus, some awareness to your breath. And the next time that you breathe out of the left nostril, just keeping the eyes closed, you're just going to remove the hands, placing the hands in the lap and just breathing through both nostrils. Then you start to take the shoulders full of your circle back and down. Your eyes closed if you wish to. Taking the hands to the shoulders now to make the circles a bit bigger. You squeezing those shoulder blades together on the way back. Continue just for a few more rounds. And then just coming back to center, taking the hands to the knees now. Let's take ourselves around in a lovely big circle, just working into that back. Just creating any movement here that feels nice. So if you want to take it more on a little twist as you come around, then do. If you want to start to just move the neck and the head and the upper back as well. It's free flow. and take it back round in the other direction. Lovely. Let's reach our arms all the way up. Nice deep breath in. And let's take one hand down to the side and let's come into a bend, side bend. Just relaxing the shoulder down so it's not up here. It's just nice and relaxed. And then coming all the way back up. And we'll take it over to the other side. Lovely deep breaths here, really opening up through the side of the body. Reaching up with both arms. And we'll come into a twist. So taking it round to one side, doesn't matter which. Crossing the front hand over to the opposite knee. And coming back to center. Again, reaching with arms nicely up, stretch, and taking it across to the other side. And coming back to center. Let's take it over onto all fours now. Just place the padding underneath the knee if you need to. Onto all fours, we'll come into our cat cows. So rolling up through the spine, chin draws into the chest. Taking an inhale as you lift the gaze. You're going to stay here for the moment, just really working into that back. So maybe taking a lean back, you arch the spine. Maybe taking a little wiggle from side to side as you go between the two movements. Again, a little bit of free flow, whatever feels good for your body. One more time to each side, each way. And really lift it up into a downward dog. So spreading those fingers into the mat. Tucking those toes under, taking a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, start to push back. Pushing into the hands. And then coming to the downward dog. Really aiming the bottom up towards the ceiling. Tucking that head, gaze through the thighs. You want the neck nice and long. Really pushing into those hands, perhaps having a little pedal out through those heels, really working the backs of those legs. And then either walking the feet forward or the hands back, or perhaps a little bit of both, so that we're in a lovely forward fold. Let that head hang, arms hang in ragdoll. Maybe even taking a little sway. And slowly come up to rise to stand. Just rolling the shoulders at the top. I know you can't see my upper body, but I will make sure you know what you're doing in a moment. Just rolling those shoulders back and down. Just come into a nice comfortable position, so maybe like hip width distance apart. Same with the hands out to the sides. We're just going to take a few breaths in Tadasana in mountain pose. Just stand lovely and tall, lifting the head. Imagine you're a puppet with a string attached, lifting up through the head. Lovely. Bring the feet together now. Okay, I'm going to come down so you can see, but do you stay standing? So bringing the feet together, standing up lovely and tall, the shoulders rolling back and down. Notice here if your ribs are starting to flare open. Okay, so the difference between lifting open through the shoulders and there's a difference between flaring open the ribs. Okay, so roll the shoulders back and down, but almost trying to squeeze those ribs back together. Okay, you'll feel the core switch on. This position, I want you to lift the hands up. You're going to have them either above the head, palms together, or if the shoulders are quite tight, bring in the thumbs and the hands out. Okay, and what we're going to do is take ourselves over to one side and then the other side. And imagine you're between two panes of glass, so you're not tilting forwards, it's a lovely sideways position. Okay. I'll do this with you now. So lifting the arms up, whichever position was best for your shoulders. Okay, you're going to shift the hips to one side and then bring the hands over to the other. So I'm just going to lift the camera up a little bit so I can just attempt to show you. Okay. Lovely. Coming back to centre. Let's take the legs out nice and wide now. So I'm just going to move the camera back down again. Take the legs out nice and wide. We're going to come into our Trikonasana triangle pose. So legs are nice and wide. We're going to turn the left leg out at 90 degrees. So in triangle pose, we want our hips to be centre squared off. Okay. Taking the arms up to shoulder height, we're reaching across with our left hand as far as we can. Taking our left hand down, bringing our right arm up towards the ceiling. And again, I know you can't really see, so I'm just going to move the camera up a little. Okay, but it's really easy to almost be like this. I want you to try and open up that chest, lovely and open through the body. And your head can either gaze up at the ceiling, or you can gaze forward, or you can gaze down, whatever feels best for your neck. Lovely. Squeezing yourself back up to centre. Bringing the feet face on, we're going to come into our goddess pose. So reaching those hands all the way up. Inhale. Exhale as we squat down into a wide squat. And we're going to inhale back up again. And again, exhale. One more time, inhaling up. And exhaling back down. Bringing the hands back to centre. We're going to bring the feet facing forward. And we're going to swivel to the left. So pivot both feet. You are now facing that left-hand side. Lovely. Okay. So imagine your feet like a clock hand. We want our left foot to be at 12 o'clock and our right foot to be, say, about 2 o'clock. And you can see the distance between my legs. It's probably about let's say about 3 feet apart. Okay. Now we want our hips to be facing the front. Okay. Now this is really important, the hips are facing the front, because we're going to take a lean forward. So I'm just going to try and see if the camera gets me in the right angle. If not, I'll lift it up a little. So we want to have our hands on our hips, shining the chest open. Take an inhale. As we exhale, you just about get it. My back is lovely and straight. I'm leaning forward. I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm not curving over. My back is lovely and straight, so I'm almost lengthening my head forwards. It's really good that you've got the camera so you can check in with yourself. With a nice lift up of the heart and then a hinge from the hips. Both legs are as straight as they can be. Anyone that's hypermobile, just be careful not to lock your legs out here. Keep a very micro bend. And you're just going to lean forwards. Now, if this is completely comfortable, I say that, gritted teeth, if this is completely comfortable and it's accessible to you this evening, you can take your hands down and place them on maybe some blocks or maybe the sofa, just to get a little bit further down. And if it's completely accessible, you can come down to the floor. But we want to make sure you're not curving over, you're still lengthening over that front leg. Okay, so just a couple of breaths here. And then we'll come back up to center. From here, I want you to drop down into a lunge position. Okay, I'm just going to move the camera down again. Used to doing some seated poses, so I haven't had to move the camera down a lot. So we are roughly about here. Just bringing yourself down into that lunge position. Okay. And if it's comfortable for you, take a forward lunge. Just really working into those hip flexors. Taking an inhale, lifting those arms all the way up. I'm going to come to the front of you so I can show you the next bit. So your arms are lifted all the way up. As you exhale, cactus arms. So squeezing the backs of those hands back. Inhale again, lifting up. Exhale, cactus arms. Couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Release those hands down to the floor. Using that left leg back, we're going to pause back into a child's pose. Just reaching the hands forwards. And then bringing the forehead down, maybe having a little sway, that feels nice. Or staying static again, if that feels better for you. Taking some lovely deep breaths into the spine, into the upper back. Bringing those hands out in front, coming back into your downward dog. Just lifting on your exhale whenever you're ready to. Taking another little pedal out of those heels. And once again, making your way to a forward fold, whether that's legs forward or hands back or a bit of both. And then begin to find your way to stand. Rolling the shoulders back. And we're going to repeat again, but to the other side. Okay, starting in Tadasana, bringing those hands out to the side. Feet in a comfortable position, just spreading those toes, rising up nice and tall, taking some lovely deep balancing breaths. Drawing those feet together now. You're going to lift the arms up. This is where we're going to come to our either here or here and coming off to the side for a bend. Inhale, lifting those arms all the way up. Choosing your hand position. Shifting the hips over to one side and bringing the hands over to the other. You'll be over. Coming back up the center, releasing those hands all the way down. Stepping those legs lovely and wide, ready for our triangle pose. Turning that right foot now, out to the side. Hips squared back to center. Arms up to shoulder height. Reaching over to that right side. Dropping that right hand down. Drawing that left arm, that left shoulder back. And that left arm up. Taking some nice deep breaths. Finding that focus. Arming back up to center, releasing those hands back down. Turning that right foot in, we'll come into our goddess pose. Take an inhale, meeting the hands together at the top. As we exhale, squatting back and down. Inhaling up, imagine drawing a lovely big circle. Exhaling down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Lifting the arms just back up to center, releasing them down. Let's turn, face the right side of the mat now. Again, that clock face. The right foot this time is 12 o'clock. The left foot is around about 10 o'clock now. Hips square to the front. Or to the right side of the mat that is now our front. Hands to the hips. Shine that chest up. Take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, hinging from the hips, lengthen through the spine. It's really easy for that right hip to shift forward, so just bring it gently back. Level it off. Options, taking your hands to block or some furniture, or perhaps down the floor if that's accessible. But it's also absolutely fine to be at your hips. Really focusing on lengthening. Lifting all the way back up. Going into our low lunge position. Lovely. Just making the adjustments that you need to. We'll use our arms now and we'll take an inhale as we lift all the way up. If it's comfortable to, lunging forwards. As you exhale, cactus arms, squeezing those shoulder blades back. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, cactus arms. Again, inhale, reaching up one last time. Exhale, cactus arms. Releasing those hands back down. Stepping that right foot back now into our child's pose once again. slowly lifting up and coming back to a comfortable seated position. However that might be for you. Lovely. We're reaching those arms all the way up, interlacing those hands and pushing all the way up. Taking the gaze up. Really pushing up into those palms. And exhale as you take the hands behind, this time interlacing the hands behind, drawing them down, and lifting the gaze up. We're going to take a little forward fold with our hands behind our backs like this. Taking the inhale as we exhale, a nice little forward fold. Just to wherever you go. It might not be far, and that's absolutely fine. Releasing back up, and once again, lovely little shoulder roll. Super. Coming on to your back. So we've got a few movements before our meditation. If you do want to turn the lights down now, you are absolutely welcome to. So just make sure you've got your cozy bits ready. We're coming down to the mat, just on your back. Just have your legs bent if that's more comfortable for you. Take a few moments just to settle on the mat. We're just having a little rock from side to side, wind between wiping the legs, working with those hips a little. And then from here, just drawing that right leg into the body, squeezing it in. And if you want to, you can extend that left leg out along the mat. And if you have got a strap to hand, you can place that around the sole of the foot as we extend the leg up now. If there's no strap, that's okay. You can just either take hold of your closed leg, that works quite well, or just interlacing the hands behind the leg. Or if you've got something, I don't know, a scarf or a tea towel or something, I don't know, it's a hand, that could also work. It doesn't matter if you haven't. Just drawing that leg in as far as feels comfortable. And then we're just going to take that leg out to the sides, opening up through that hip. And again, it doesn't have to go far. And you can just hold either the inner leg or part of your clothing, or again, with the strap around your leg. And then we're just going to draw that leg in. We're going to have a reclined tree pose. So just drawing that leg bent in, resting on against the other thigh. Just taking a little moment just to open up through that right hip. You can even just push that right hip down a little. Just working down along the thigh, just pushing it out. And just coming back to center. And we'll switch sides. So this time drawing the left leg in. Maybe extending that right leg out. And then just begin to extend that leg up into the air. You can either flex the foot or point the foot. Just drawing it in a little bit further if that's comfortable. And just taking that leg out to the side, just to open up through the hip. And then just drawing that leg in to create reclined tree pose. Then we'll take the right side to meet the left. So just drawing both soles of the feet together now with both of the hips open nice and wide. You can take your arms out to the sides, again opening up through the chest. Just seeing here if you can notice the middle to lower back, just what's happening there. Is it pulling away from the mat? If so, just consciously squeeze that middle to lower back into the mat. So it's a nice little tilting, little lift of the pelvis. Gently tucking that chin in to lengthen through the spine. And just gently using the hands to close the legs. We're going to reach through to one big toe at a time, or to the ankle, or to the outside of the leg. We're going to come into our happy baby pose. Again, a lovely hip opener. If you're not able to reach your toes, just bring your hands to your legs or to the knees or to the backs of the thighs. Just drawing those knees in towards the body, really opening up through the hips. And you can even stay static here. If it feels like you want to have a little rock, then please feel that you can rock. And just releasing those legs down. And I just want you to get yourself into a comfortable position. So I'm going to read a meditation for the remainder of the session. Just finding yourself a comfortable space. I'm not going to wake you up at the end to say goodbye. So as normal with the longer relaxations, I'm just going to switch off Zoom and allow you time to just take as much time as you want to in your chosen position. You may hear Zoom go off, but you are welcome to stay led down for as long as you like. Okay, so just making sure you're nice and comfortable. If this means you know, go and move into the sofa or get into a chair, or even just putting a blanket on yourself on your mat, or grabbing a pillow, just taking a few moments to do so. We're going to read through what's called a yoga nidra. I don't know if you have done this with me before, and it's a really good one to do on a new moon because it's about planting that seed that will manifest and grow. Just welcome yourself to this practice of yoga nidra. Welcome home. The first part of the practice is to get comfortable. Just lie down and take your time to arrange your body so you are well supported. When you feel you're able to rest comfortably, settle into your chosen position and allow the body to become still. Knowing that there's no need for any further physical movement during this practice. Experience a state of zero desire for movement. And if that state is not yet present, just make whatever adjustments are needed, just so you feel super comfy. Now just become aware very precisely of the position in which you are lying or sitting. Know the shape and the posture of your body. Know the shape and arrangement of the room. And just be aware now of the gentle rhythm of the natural, easy breath. Feel the breath coming in and the breath going out. The breath moves freely and easily through the nostrils, and just breathe that way. If it's more comfortable to exhale through the mouth, then just do that. And just let whichever way is most comfortable and easy to breathe arise naturally. And just allow the outgoing breath to release the weight of the body down into the support of the earth beneath. With every exhalation now, just consciously transfer the weight of the body down through its points of contact with the floor into the support of the earth beneath. Every exhalation letting go. If you could give away the whole weight of the body. Just be with the gentle rhythm of the natural, easy breath and allow the body to settle deeper into stillness with every outgoing breath. You are in the lap of the Mother Earth, so just let her carry your weight. And just take a moment to observe the stillness and quietness of your body. And as the body comes into a state of deepening stillness, allow the breath to become more spacious and free. Listen to the sounds of the breath. and hear all the other sounds that are audible right now. And now just let the focus rest with the sound of the breath coming in and going out. The sound closest to you right now. Feel the stillness of the body and the spaciousness of the breath. Now invite the mind to follow the example of the body and the breath to become stiller and quieter. Now on the next exhalation, just breathe down as if the breath could enter into the space of your heart. Feel as if the heart herself is breathing. And evoke there in the heart a feeling of thankfulness and a sense of gladness for simply having the opportunity to practice yoga. You just feel this gladness, this gentle warmth that radiates from the heart through your body. Breathe in this warmth. As your mind now enters the awareness of the heart space, just hear your breath of the heart as if it were a voice of wisdom. Listen to the heart. You can either repeat your own sankalpa, a positive affirmation, a resolution, and just allow it to be repeated over 3 times in the present tense as though it's already happened. Or simply just rest in the receptive relationship to the heart guidance. To be open now to whatever may come through you on the breath of the awareness of the heart. Welcome it. And just know it's like a seed that's been planted in the soil of gladness and thankfulness, of gratitude. Your affirmation is surely already growing, thriving, and manifesting in your life. Now just take the attention back to your physical body. Just prepare to guide the mind around the body, as if the light of the mind's attention comes to shine on each part of the body in turn. Whilst the mind travels freely, following the instructions, the physical body just remains motionless and takes deep rest. Allow for the light of the mind's attention to take the form of bright little stars. As consciousness travels to each part of the body that is named, place a star on that part of the body, just leaving it to twinkle. It is as if the whole body begins as a dark night sky, and as the mind travels around it, bringing bright starlight to each part, the body is illuminated like a great constellation of stars in the sky. Place a bright star to shine at each of these points in turn. The crown of the head, the eyebrow center, throat, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, inside right wrist, inside right elbow, inside right shoulder, throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Inside left wrist, inside left elbow, front of left shoulder, throat, center of breastbone, left breast, center of breastbone, right breast, navel, pubic bone, right hip bone, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Inside right ankle, inside right knee, inside right hip, pubic bone, left hip, left knee, left ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Inside left ankle, inside left knee, inside left hip, pubic bone, navel, center of breastbone, throat, eyebrow center, and the crown of the head. Be aware of your whole body. Be aware now of the whole body. Be aware of the stars twinkling now along the whole of the right side, foot, leg, arm, and hands. The whole of the right side. Be aware of the stars twinkling now along the whole of the left side, foot, leg, arm, and hands. The whole of the left side. Feel the whole of the physical body resting. Feel the physical body is so heavy. So heavy. As the breath comes in, experience a sensation now of lightness. As if the body was so light that it might even float like a puff of smoke moving up into the sky. So light, almost weightless. As the breath moves, just alternate between these two sensations, heaviness on the exhalation and lightness on the inhalation. Exhale heavy, inhale light. And at a certain point now, just stop alternating between the two extreme sensations and just invite both to be held together. And now just let go of the practice and simply become aware of the natural weight, shape and form of the physical body as it rests on the floor. And just notice the body breathing. Be aware of the breath entering and leaving. There's no effort involved. The breath is simply coming in and going out, as if the body and the breath were very old friends. Let the focus of the mind's attention rest with each breath. Begin to count these breaths, starting with the next exhale. And just let that be number 9. And then count on down to 0. If the count goes astray, it doesn't matter. Just simply begin to count again. The point of the counting is to keep the mind attentive to each breath. Once you get down to 0, allow your body to be in that gentle, restful state, that deep rest. Just allow your body to stay there for as long as you need to.